I miss you being here, actually. You know, when you come to stay.
You're such an equal angel.
No, it was really nice having you come and stay the other night.
I've always had a lot of dreams in my life to become big. And my mum was the one person who believed in me. Dad, yeah, he believes in me, but he thinks my dreams are a bit over the top. And my mum says, if you want to be that, you will be that. And she's one person I wanted to be beside me all the way. And knowing that she won't be, it's just like been a kick in the stomach. I hate that feeling.
Although our family structure has changed, Claire's not with us so much at home as what we'd like her to be. I feel like the structure of the household has to remain some sort of constant. You've got to have your routines, you've got to have your centre figure, I think, who everybody can sort of come to. Where that used to be shared more between me and Claire. I'd provide more, like anything physically needing done. Claire would provide the emotional support more. That, I feel, is more coming on to myself. So I feel I've got to try and be strong for the kids, so that they can always feel that I can now go to Dad and talk to him about problems I'm having, or I'm having difficulty with friends at school. You know, I've got to be able to take on that extra role, as you sort of put it.
Because Mum's not around, we obviously can't keep calling her up with every problem we have, because it's not fair on her. She's obviously very tired through the condition and everything. So we've had to kind of go into the effect of Dad being a bit like a mother, not in an offensive way, but being like taking on that role of the emotional side, and he's done it really well. He's become a lot more gentle, easy to talk to, but yeah, he keeps the household going. He keeps me and Callum in order, and like he keeps us going how we should. He gets us to school, he looks after the dogs, and we probably wouldn't be here right now if it wasn't for Dad. So you have kept us going, Dad.
I'm glad to hear it. So at the end of the day, every household's like a tree, isn't it? You got to have the strong centre trunk, and from that all the branches come off, don't they? And hopefully every year will flourish. Eh?
Yeah.
It was very clear from the very beginning we were not going to have a rehearsal of this. There was no script for us to follow. We had to make decisions almost on the hoof, quite critical decisions at times. The difficulty was that we were smothered, if you like, in this huge blanket of emotion. And I came to the conclusion that we should not, unless we had to, explain the full implications of her illness. We'd been together for 40 years, and on top of the huge operation that she had, and clearly it had had an effect on her brain because of the nature of the operation, I felt that she was not going to be in a position to cope with the stark reality that she was terminally ill. I consulted my two sons and they agreed with me, and I think that was quite important. It just helped our spirits as well as hers. I made it clear that we were not going to tell her any lies, and that if she had to be told, or if she demanded to be told, then somehow I would do it.
There's their wedding look.
Yes.
Rosemary with her two little page boys, Jonathan and Adrian.
We've had some wonderful shared times in the last 6 months, laughing about some of the things that have happened, enjoying looking at pictures of things that have happened, reminding ourselves about special occasions in our lives. We've been given time to share our memories.
Some people die at a young age, and in a flash. Others, like me, have been given time to talk about it. But it's been a marvellous time for Margaret and I. To discuss our lives together, to go through all our old love letters, go through the journal that Margaret's been writing, review our life, if you like.
I'm sure that everybody is different with how they cope with it and how much they want to talk or not talk. And I don't think you can imagine how you'll be until you get to that point yourself, if you do. People said to me, advised me to, said, do talk about things, do tell him how much you love him, because you'll wish you had afterwards if you don't. It doesn't come easy to people to talk about emotions and things, but especially I think English people are quite reserved. It's hard, but it gets easier as you start to do it.
It is extremely, extremely important to keep communication going between you. It's when you can't talk to each other that you get far more problems. And Graham has told me how he feels about the cancer, and I've told him how I feel. And I think there's very little of our life together that we haven't talked about, laughed about, remembered. And it's been a special time of our lives. And we've had to shut the door on the past and do what we can and enjoy what we can while we can. Because I know there'll come some days when he doesn't feel like talking. And that's why the whole family have got together, give him a special Christmas, because we knew it would be his last Christmas. All our grandchildren are aware that he is dying, and because they are now away from home at uni, they will not be able to share his last days. And they know that when they went away this January, that they probably will never see him again.
Remember what happened when Emily went off to Cambridge this term? Because she was saying goodbye.
She hugged me 8 times. For each week that she was going to be away.
They reckoned that we probably would have from August time until the new year, and that things would start getting a bit rough then. It seemed fine. We managed to work out a time plan of who we were going to see, when we were going to see them, but within about 3 or 4 weeks, Ken became more poorly. He had more pain. It just became more difficult for me going to work and knowing that he was at home, and I just wanted to be with him the whole time. Ken was adamant that he didn't want to go into hospital. He was not going to go to the hospital. He wanted me to look after him at home. But I managed to persuade him that even though I'd been a nurse, I couldn't do it, and I didn't want to do it. I wanted to be there for him as his partner, not as a medical person. And I know Ken knew in the end that I was able to give him more love because I didn't do the medical side. I was his partner, and that's what my job was.